Good morning everyone and welcome back. Look at that, there's even a little bit of blue sky behind me, which is awesome because it seems like it's a little bit of a rarity at the moment. Just going to open this bale up because I'm going to take it up. I've got one on the bale feeder at the moment, loaded that up last night, and I'm going to go and feed out. I've put all the cows on the cow shed, or one herd that I'm going to feed this out to anyway. So they're on the cow shed yard at the moment. It actually rained yesterday afternoon quite late. We actually got quite a bit. It was like a little bit of a thunder shower and it wet everything up, and they're sort of, well, I wanted to get them off as early as I could this morning so they didn't make too much of a mess. But now that they're on concrete, they're sweet, so I'm going to go and feed these 2 bales out, one today and then one for tomorrow. I don't think it's supposed to be wet tonight, although we never quite know, so I'm going to feed this one out just so I don't have to go up there twice. And then we're going to get into some tail trimming. I'm going to go through, trim all those cows' tails, and also just check, make sure that nothing's got mastitis. It's been almost 2 weeks since we dried off, so we're just going to check udders. There are a couple of lame cows in there that we might just pull out too. Have a look at their feet, treat them if needed, and probably just keep them separate and keep a close eye on them. Find the start of it, there it is. Actually, no, I'm gonna leave the netting on just because they sort of hold together a little bit better, and I'll do it in the paddock. Oh, there we go, look, the windscreen wiper's working again. It wasn't working before. Just like that. I also just want to feed another one out because I've got to take these bale grabs off. I want to put the other grabs on because I need to clean up all this. Had a massive big trim yesterday, cut a heap of trees down or prune them, so I need to pick them all up later. Sorry girls, gotta wait a little bit longer. I kept a little bit on and just dumped it here for these girls. Just a couple of lame cows here. That cow actually aborted. That cow's empty, so well, they're both empty now, but once they get better they can go to the work. Time to kick it in the guts, so I'm just going to put all the cows in the race here. They can just stand in here until I'm finished with all of them. I don't think it'll take too long, maybe like an hour to sort of get through them, which there's only about 100 and there might be 130. There's a good chance to count them today too. Good to go. If there's any that I think are too skinny, I'm going to pull them out, put them with the other mob, and I'll put them in this pen here. I don't think there's going to be too many. There might be sort of 4 or 5, and any lame ones, I think there might be sort of only 1 or 2 of them. But yeah, hopefully it won't take too long. Come on. Check that out though. blue sky, sun's out, it's real warm. It's actually quite nice, so the grass will be growing today. Just need to give these tensioners a bit of a hand tighten. Right, so that should be good to go now. Sweet. It's a good tail to start with, it's pretty daggy. Man, I'm going to have sore forearms by the end of it. It's a bit of a workout. Think I'm going to get used to. First roll done. Look how clean they are. Looks awesome, doesn't it? Nice and tidy. Just found one girl here with mastitis, so we've marked her, gonna pull her out, draft her out and just treat that quarter. Hopefully she's alright. Just don't want them running out of the shed real quick. Draft her in there because we'll put her back around. I think I've done 5 or 6 rows. I actually lost count, but I've just changed the battery over. And also, if we had like a platform that you could stand level with the cows like this, it's so much easier because you're not pushing up, which wears you out a lot. So it's just something I've sort of noticed. Nice and quick. The longest bit is just finding the nub of the tail like that, but once you do, it's easy. We got this tail trimmer from Shoof about a year ago, maybe it was a bit longer, and it's just been so awesome. It makes life so much easier. I usually do it when the cows are milking. Dad milks and I just run through and do this, but this year I didn't get to do it. I was planning to do it before we dried them off, but just didn't get a chance, so it's probably easier to do them actually when they're dry. Got to fill in the day somehow, and you haven't got the time pressure of trying to get cups off. Well, this would have been their 3rd trim for the season, I think it is, so I do it right at the start, although I'm not sure if they'll need it once they calve this year, because these tails might be pretty clean anyway. And then I usually do it before Christmas, and I'm not sure if they'll need one after Christmas before they dry. So it might be 3 times a year. It's either 3 or 4 times a year, but just keeps everything nice and clean and tidy. These bushy tails like this are real easy. See how like all the hair's facing down? Sometimes you get the cows that their tail like wraps around the tail, it sort of grows that way. And that's the harder ones because it's sort of harder to part. But these bushy ones are easy because you can sort of part it pretty easy. And then it just glides straight up. Got a 1 up, and then I usually start 1 up the other side, and that's pretty clean. Pretty happy with that. Quick as. Drafted 3 girls out. These 2 either side of this middle one, they've got mastitis, so we'll treat them now. Had a look at that one's foot because she's lame. Couldn't really see much wrong with her, so we'll treat her. Put her on antibiotics. She does look a bit thin too, so she needs good looking after. We'll keep her around we'll actually keep all 3 of them around the shed here, probably in that paddock over there, because I'll have to get them in for the next couple of days and treat the mastitis ones anyway, so it's nice and handy. Got a little bit of silage, so maybe I'll bring that up and give it to them as well. they're happy now, so I actually counted them into the paddock and there's 126, so that is good to know. It's just gone 12 o'clock, or it might be just a little bit after. I'm not actually sure what time I looked at the time we started doing the tails, but it must have been close to 11, if not 11, so just over, we'll say just over an hour. It's not too bad. 120 cows an hour you can do, so it is pretty speedy. These girls are in the shed. I have just pretty much milked out this cow. You can see she's more swollen on this left side, so that's where she had the mastitis. You can see it's sort of a yucky yellow colour, like dark yellow, so she's pretty much milked out. She's ready to be treated, but now I've touched her, I need to get some teat spray on my hands, one-handed. Don't want contamination, but now this cow here, like you can see how swollen she is on that back left, so same side. We just need to milk her out now. Oh, yucky, look at that. Obviously not very pleasant for her, so we'll get her stripped out. It's pretty chunky stuff, isn't it? And treated, and she should start feeling better. Oh, it's pretty thick and gloggy. She'll feel much better stripped out. Pretty much stripped most of it out of her. Well, as much as I could really get, so it's quite a bit there. Yucky, she'll feel a lot better. You can see her udder's quite as big, but it's definitely swollen, so I've given her this is what I'm using, Mastiplan. There's I've either got this on hand or pen clocks, but this is better for the swelling, so I'll give that to her and she will get the same as well, same thing. It's a good little claw, this thing. It was pretty cheap. It'd be better if it was wider, like one of those proper grabs. Not the tine ones, but the proper like Taupo grab sort of things. But for whatever this cost, 1,500 bucks, it's not too bad, does the job. I did say that I was also going to be pulling a few cows out that are on the lighter side. I was going to bring them down the bottom here and put them in with the herd that goes onto the feed pad. They're getting supplement on there every day. And I didn't actually think there's anything that really stood out to me except that lame cow. So now that we've pulled her out, we've addressed her, I can keep a close eye on her now that she's around the sheds, make sure that she's improving day by day. I was also asking a rep the other day about how much calcium or lime flour I should be putting in the mixer wagon to sort of compensate the maize that these girls are getting, and he sent it away to a nutritionalist, so it came back I should be giving them about 60 to 80 grams per cow. But she was also concerned that I'm probably giving those cows too much PK. So I've pulled that right back. I'm going to be giving them 3 Ks a day now going forward and 3 of maize, but I might pull the maize back to 2, so that'll be 5 on the pad a day, which will be half their diet. The other half will be grass, and I might just email her back and make sure that's alright. She was just a little bit concerned that they might be getting metabolic issues in the future. It was just a bit higher rate of PK, so that is cool. It's good to address it now, but yeah, I'd be interested to see what she thinks going forward if that's alright with this lower amount. We don't really want to be running into issues in the future, so it's good that I can address it now. What a beautiful evening though. Taking Nell for a bit of a run and seeing how much grass there is around. Hasn't rained today, which has been absolutely awesome. Need a couple more days like this. However, that's going to do it for this video, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. We will be teat sealing in the next video, which is going to be interesting. Hopefully the heifers run through the shed all right. We did run them through when we got them home, but we haven't done it since, so hopefully they'll remember, know what to do. But like always, give it a thumbs up, that'd be awesome, and see you next time.